It's 2017. Everyone is using a fidget spinner. La La Land won Best Picture. Psych, it was Moonlight. And old Joshy Washy here was still in university. Aw, look at the little baby. Look how cute he is. This little boy goes to see the newest Star Wars. And what that little boy got turned him into a man. A man who was a fan of Rian Johnson, at least. I became obsessed with him as a filmmaker, how he writes his films, and how he makes them. And every time a new Rian Johnson project is announced, I'm first in line. It was like that for Knives Out, and it's like that for his newest film, Glass Onion. I actually went to the theater to see it for the week it was there. So, what did I think of it? It was amazing. I loved it.
Oh my God.
Rian Johnson is all about structure. From the very start of his writing process, he needs to know every beat, every action that takes place before a single word of dialogue is written.
The first 80, maybe 90% of the process for me of the real work is just working in little notebooks outlining. So I have the whole thing roadmap out before I sit down and type a single word. Otherwise, if I start typing too early, I'll just get lost in the woods.
This results, especially with Glass Onion, in a complete picture. Every part of the film is thought out, from the small character moments to the big plot twists. Now, I am going to talk about the whole movie, which means spoilers. So, if you haven't watched Glass Onion yet, go watch it, come back, and finish the video. Okay? It's alright, you can take your time. Go ahead. Are they gone? Good. How did Miles know what room Benoit was staying in if he didn't know he was coming in the first place? And did he even pick a chakra for him? How does that clear energy even exist? It's scientifically impossible to make. Did you see the scratch mark on the pavement from Duke's bike stand from the previous takes they did? Such an obvious mistake. Rian Johnson pointed that out to me. I didn't even find that myself. Sorry about that. I'm just getting over a bad case of the pointless nitpicks. I'm on the up though. We start out with a knock at the door and a great opening sequence where we establish every character, their role in the ensemble, and their relationship to Miles. The editing is fast-paced and inspired with its use of split screen. It's funny, you're intrigued about the puzzle. The opening is firing on all cylinders. And that momentum continues throughout the entire first half. We get another amazing score from Nathan Johnson. Just listen to this theme. Like, do you hear this? The film starts establishing all the motives, all the suspects, and we are wondering to ourselves, who's going to be the victim? It doesn't help that every actor is charismatic as hell, so you don't want any of them to die. Daniel Craig is amazing playing Benoit Blanc again, with his wonderful southern drawl, and even some emotional moments here and there. Janelle Monáe is deliciously cold, mysterious, and explodes into fury when necessary. Kate Hudson as Birdie J is absolutely hilarious, and gets the most laughs out of me.
You told me about Helen, your sister. Oh, wait!
Catherine Hahn, Leslie Odom Jr., Madeline Klein, Dave Bautista, literally everyone that shows up is fantastic. Even Kareem. LOL! Oh, and before I forget, Edward Norton as Miles Braun is perfectly self-righteous and egotistical. But he's probably not going to be involved with the murder mystery. That would just be too obvious and frankly kind of stupid. We get more well-written, hilarious sequences, like Blanc solving Miles' whole murder mystery right away. But in the back of your mind, you're wondering, who's gonna die? And Rian Johnson knows this. He continues to build the tension, the energy, little by little, until we finally get it. The murder! It's Drax!
Mantis, look out!
Then everything starts going wrong. People are freaking out. The lights go out. Another person is killed. Holy shit! Everything is happening so fast, but Benoit gathers everyone up and is going to reassure the characters and us on who the culprit is. And then it cuts to black, to another knock on the door. It's Helen. Who? Andy's twin sister. What? Meaning Benoit before they arrived on the island? Huh? And the real Andy is dead? Instantly, the film rips away everything you thought you knew. Everything we saw before wasn't the full picture. Pieces we didn't know needed filling are filled in. Little moments like Andy clutching the boat railing are explained. The entire mystery and motives have changed as well. Instead of who might kill Miles, it's who's willing to kill for Miles. Because it can't be Miles himself.
Miles Braun is not an idiot.
We as an audience are completely reinvigorated as the further peeling of this mystery continues and Rian Johnson has us in the palm of his hand.
The power of the sun in the palm of my hand.
We return to our climax from before, to Benoit about to explain the complex conundrum of the mystery. And then...
Miles Braun is an idiot.
Oh, please.
The title of the film hinted at it the whole time. We thought it was super complicated and had so many layers, but it was clear as day from the start. If this was a lesser movie, we would feel completely robbed as an audience, but we don't, and that's because of something set up from the very beginning.
Oh, scared me. Oh, shiver my timbers.
From the opening sequence, we are shown how all the characters are willing to play along with Miles' game, except for Helen, who just breaks it apart right away. Fast forward to the end. When Miles has burnt the last piece of evidence, all of his disruptors follow along with his game. They go along with the system. Except for Helen, a real victim of the system, who decides to break it all down. The film talks about the system and its disruptors in a shockingly truthful way, showing how much easier it is to follow along rather than defy. How one single rebellious act can ignite true change, and how those who hold power are completely dim-witted and steal other people's ideas. So when the rug has been pulled out from us so many times throughout this film, and we are left with a solution that was way simpler from the start, it feels inevitable, like all the puzzle pieces have finally been put together. And it's just satisfying as hell to see the system burn, and the symbol that inspired it along with it. After the smoke clears, you realize that Rian Johnson delivered another slam dunk. Each character had their significance, their quirk, something that made you like them or loathe them. This film looked beautiful. The music was superb. It even handled COVID without being cringe. Every single scene was important, either by making us laugh, building suspense, hinting at answers to come, or making us care about the detective and the suspects. It's lean, it's invigorating to watch, and it's Rian Johnson and everyone involved reassuring you, saying, "Don't worry, we got this. Prepare for a thrilling ride." Also, James Bond plays Among Us, 5 stars.
Among Us!